Hello, 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 and happy Tuesday to you. I hope that you have been having the most amazing week so far. I hope that your weekend was great, and I hope that the rest of this week presents you with so many blessings that you won't have room enough to receive. I am your coach, your purpose coach, Coach Cookie Payne, and I'm the founder of the Payne Purpose Academy and the also the founder of this wonderful community of beautiful and blessed and anointed women, the Empower Her Purpose Women's Peer Group. Yes, you are here because you have something not only to receive on tonight and every time we get together, but you have something to give. And so I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy you're here. Listen, before I forget, just in case you hadn't heard or didn't see or didn't know, this coming Friday on the 20, I'm sorry, I'm way ahead of myself, on the 13th, not the 20th, nothing, is coming up this Friday, February 13th at 7 o'clock p.m. I am hosting a webinar that you don't want to miss. It's called From Grace to Growth, and it is going to be phenomenal. If you've been having that feeling like, I know I'm called, I know I'm anointed, I know all these good things about me, but, but, there's still some of those self-sabotaging thoughts and traits that I'm still carrying. There's still some weights of the past that are still I'm holding on to. There's still some things that have been said that I'm still in agreement with that are not for me. That I've got to become uncoupled with. And there's a God-given purpose that I've got to run towards. And so I want you to be in the place. I want you to be there. Um, and so to get started, to get registered, oh, and I have a VIP session immediately after the webinar. So I have the general admission and I have the VIP experience, y'all. In the VIP experience, I'm going to be doing group coaching with you. You get to ask your questions. You get to be just a part of an amazing experience. I'm telling you. I'm not just saying it because I'm the one that's hosting it. I'm telling you because it's kind of true. It's good. It's going to be good, y'all. So I want you to register. You would go to bit.ly/ great grace to growth. So I'm going to make sure I don't have it right here. I would type it on the screen right now, but I have my notes there put on the screen as well. So I don't want to mess that up. So I'm going to drop it in. I'm going to drop it in the comments as soon as we get off. How about that? I'll drop it in the comments so that you can just click on the link and you'll have it. Because I don't want to. Y'all know how it is when you have your notes up and then I have over here try not to look about at the comments you all are making as you're coming in, and I welcome you in. I do welcome you. I'm so happy you're here, but I don't want to start typing it and then y'all I don't even know where my notes are. I mean, I am pretty good with technology, but you know how it goes. If it could go wrong, it would go wrong. Yeah, I don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna make sure that I drop in the comments the registration, or you can just go on my page. You can go on the Pain Purpose Academy page and you'll see it. It's all over everywhere. And if you didn't get a personal invitation from me, consider this your personal invitation. I want you to be there. So tonight, let's get started. I want you all tonight, go ahead and get your notes for my notes takers. Go ahead and get your journal, your notebook, get out your phone to take your notes. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a topic that I think is going to resonate with us. And that is, we're talking about the cocoon season. We're going to be talking about the cocoon season. Any of you who may know me know that I wrote a book a few years ago called "The Metamorphosis: The Miracle of Becoming Me," and since then we have translated that over into an annual conference, which I love. But tonight we're going to dig a little, and we're going to talk about the cocoon season. when life forces you to slow down. Mm-hmm. Yeah, get somewhere and sit down. Yeah. we're going we're going to talk about that cocoon season, because sometimes being in that cocoon is not always the best feeling, but it's the safest for you. So before we get started, as we do every week, let me say a quick prayer and we'll get started. So Father, I thank you for those who have joined in, whether they're live with us or whether they are joining at the replay. Father, I thank you for all that will hear, all I pray that will be blessed and receive something from tonight's webinar. I bless your name and I give you glory. It's in Jesus' name that I pray. Amen. So listen, what we're gonna do in this cocoon season, y'all, when life forces you to slow down. So again, for those who are just joining in, because I know I've been talking a little bit and I see that some have joined in, I am Coach Cookie Payne. I am the founder of the Payne Purpose Academy and this particular women's group, the Empower Her Purpose Women's Peer Group. And I am literally honored to have you here today. Because listen, if you found yourself here, whether you were scrolling or you saw that we were live and it popped up on your feed, however you found yourself here for this conversation, it's not by accident, right? It's definitely divine alignment. It's definitely where you're supposed to be. Because tonight we're talking about the cocoon season, that season where life slows you down and things feel hidden, things feel uncomfortable, they feel unfamiliar. Mm. And you're left wondering, God, why does it feel like nothing is moving? Anybody ever feel like that? Anybody ever feel like, okay, God, I know that there should be some movement. Or maybe you feel like, why does it feel like I'm going backwards instead of forward? I'm taking, you know the expression, you take two steps forward and two steps back, or one step forward and two steps back. Yeah. Or what about this one? Why did what used to work stop working? This used to work for me. I used to be able to X, Y, and Z, but that ain't working. I used to be able to call up this one and get what I needed, but that's not working. I used to be able to do this and call this person and put this together and it would work. That ain't happening. That's not working. So ladies, I want you, just from those three real quick scenarios, I want you to take a breath. I want you to breathe for a moment. Slowly in through the nose, out through the mouth. Because that what I need you to hear, I need you to hear this clearly. I need you to hear this. Slow down does not mean stuck. You got me? You as they say, you're picking up what I'm putting down. Slow down doesn't mean stuck. And hidden doesn't mean forgotten. Hear me. Write it down, put it in your notes, whatever you need to do. Hidden doesn't mean forgotten. And this one right here, uncomfortable doesn't mean unproductive. Ooh. Ladies, tonight we're going to reframe what this season really is and what God is actually doing while you feel like you're waiting. Because remember, we're talking about the cocoon season. So let's, as we dive into this, let's kind of set the foundation. Let's set the foundation. Well, let's we're talking about it. What actually is a cocoon season? In my summation, a cocoon season is not chosen. It's assigned. A cocoon season is not chosen. It's assigned. It's the season where God lovingly interrupts your pace, your plans, and sometimes your preferences, ladies, not to punish you, but to prepare you. So think of it like this. The cocoon season doesn't it the cocoon season, it often shows up as exhaustion, not just exhaustion, but the kind of exhaustion that you just can't push past anymore. Because sometimes we'll just keep running on E and we'll just push past that exhaustion. But sometimes that cocoon season will show up like that. It'll show up like that exhaustion. You just can't push past it anymore. Allow some clarity about what's next. We're talking about the cocoon season. Feeling disconnected from old versions of yourself. Cocoon season. If a if a if a it's a quiet where there used to be momentum. Yeah. There's a quiet there where you used to be, go, go, go. You used to be your own hype girl. You used to have that momentum, that get up and go. But now there's quiet there. That cocoon season can feel like a deep internal shift that you can't fully explain. Raise your hand if you can relate to that. I can't really explain it, but there's a shift. This is the season where doing is replaced with becoming. Hear me. Write that down. This is the season, this cocoon season is replacing doing with becoming. And for many of us high capacity, faith filled women, this is the hardest season to surrender to. Hands raised, hands raised. And here's why, because we've been taught that movement equals productivity. But God says stillness can be just as fruitful. Take that in. Be still and know that I am God. So, why do you think, let's talk truth. Let's talk about why does God allow the cocoon? Come on. We're out here now. Let's talk about it. God doesn't rush transformation. We see that in nature, and in the chrysalis that a butterfly is encased in, or the cocoon that a moth is in. He takes time with them so that they transform into something that they never had been before. And he doesn't build wings in public. When the butterfly is inside the chrysalis or the moth is inside the cocoon, you don't see what's going on in there. That's not for you to see. The cocoon is necessary because what's coming can't be carried by what used to be. That caterpillar it looks nothing like the butterfly. What what you're becoming looks nothing like what's been. What you're becoming requires internal reconstruction. The butterfly. Your next levels need strength, not survival skills. Mm-mm. When the butterfly is in its chrysalis and those wings are developing, its wings are actually moving up against the walls of the chrysalis, and it is not the most pleasant feeling from what scientists have shown us. That strength being built up so that when the chrysalis breaks and it breaks free and it is now flying as a butterfly, it has not surrendered to survival skills. It is going through the transformation that it needs to by building up the strength while in that cocoon. God begins to do some things while we're in this cocoon season. He begins to strip away performance. He begins to heal what you normalized but never addressed. Hands raised? Hands raised? All right. Okay. You're still with me. He quiets voices that shaped you but no longer serve you. Okay? Okay. I'm taking a pause so you can take a breath because I know I'm trying not to look at you all's comments. He also breaks dependence on validation and replaces it with identity in Him, identity in Christ. This is where He does the deep work, the kind that doesn't show up on social media, it doesn't show up on resumes or highlight reels. Mm-mm. It shows up in fruit. And here's the hard part. If that wasn't, hard enough for you, you don't look productive in this cocoon season. If you've ever seen a chrysalis, it's just hanging there. It's not, it's just hanging there. You ain't doing that. To you, to the outside, you looking at it, you don't see what's going on the inside, but it's being productive. You're being profoundly prepared. The discomfort of the cocoon, ooh, let's talk about it. Let's be honest. Let's talk about the discomfort of that cocoon. Like I said, you've got a butterfly that's in there that's building up its wings. But if we're being honest, the season of cocoon, the cocoon season can be a bit frustrating. It can feel a little lonely. And if we're being honest, it can seem a little confusing. But here's the thing, because you're no longer who you were, you don't yet feel like who you're becoming. You're no longer the caterpillar struggling to make its way. You're now becoming a butterfly that can soar higher than the caterpillar ever could. The caterpillar could never make it off the ground. Mm, think about it. You might even find yourself saying, I don't fit in where I used to. Good, good. You might find yourself saying, I don't have the same desires anymore. Good, good. You might be saying, I feel called, but unclear. That's okay. That is okay. You might be saying things like, I'm tired of being strong. Thank you for admitting that. Stop trying to put the mask on. The mask don't even fit no more. The mask has gotten tight. Stop trying to be the strong one all the time. It's okay to be a strength at times, but all the time, huh, that discomfort isn't failure. I listed those because I want you to know those are not failures. That's transition. Ladies, that's transition. The cocoon, yeah, it feels tight because growth requires pressure. But pressure in God's hands produces purpose, not damage. Hold on to that one. Hold on to that one. Pressure in God's hands produces purpose, not damage. Hear me clearly. Hear me clearly. While in these moments you may feel unseen, God is doing some things. He is producing in the hidden. In while you're feeling isolated, or while you're feeling as though you're set aside, you are set aside, you are set apart. God is building. While you're feeling unseen, that's not bad. He's building spiritual endurance. He's restoring your nervous system. Some of us have been through so many things that our nervous systems have taken hit after hit after hit. We need recalibrating. And God is doing just that, recalibrating our identity. Come on now. He's teaching us how to move forward, how to, even before that, even better than that, because moving forward is important. But he's also teaching us how to move from rest, not urgency. He's allowing us to move from a place of rest where we understand the importance of self-care and the importance of turning off and the importance of unplugging and the importance of rest and not moving out of urgency. I got to do this. 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 He's aligning our hearts, y'all, with his timing. His timing. This is where faith matures. Ladies, this is where confidence becomes rooted. This is where you learn to trust God without applause. Because we know how to trust God when we've got everybody else around us saying, I trust in God, my Savior. Yeah, we know how to sing the song, we know how to be in church, and we know how to do all that, and we have all that around us. But what about when you are in your cocoon and you got to learn how to trust God? The cocoon season teaches you how to be led, not rushed. I'm going to say that one again. Need to raise your hand on that one. Raise your hand on that one. Because he teaches you how to be led and not rushed. He's teaching us how to listen and not strive. How to surrender and not control. Ladies, mm, listen. And when you emerge from that cocoon, when you emerge, you won't just do differently. You'll be different. But there are some common mistakes that we as women we make in that cocoon season. There are some mistakes we make because we're human. We're not perfect. Let me lovingly and with so much care, let me share this with you. Many women try to escape the cocoon instead of allowing it to complete its work. I don't want to be in here no more. This I don't like this. This don't feel good. This is uncomfortable. I don't know what God is doing in this season. I don't know. I don't have no answers. Uh-huh. Yeah. I, gonna raise your hand. And we do this by forcing new assignments too early. God didn't tell you to move on that yet. Slow down. We do this also by overcommitting to prove we're still useful. We know you're useful. You have a servant's heart. Stop trying to move ahead of God. We also do this by rushing healing. You're not healed yet. You're not fully healed yet. We do this by comparing our process to somebody else's. That spirit of comparison is a beast. Somebody else is progressing far faster than my progressions. Their wings are forming faster than mine. Girl, come on now. Because Premature emergence, prematurely coming out of your cocoon season leads to fragile wings. Remember, I told y'all how the wings are formed with the pressure of the cocoon on the walls of the cocoon, the pressure that is causing those wings to get stronger. You come out of that cocoon season too soon. And now your wings aren't formed and strong enough to handle what God has gifted you to hold. And God cares too much about you and me to let us break under what we prayed for. So let's talk about for a minute, well, how in the world is the best way for us to steward our cocoon and steward it well? I want you to think about this. Here are some ways, here's how to honor this season instead of resisting it, right? So one way is to give yourself permission to slow down. Good Lord. Give yourself permission to slow down. Rest is not laziness, it's obedience. God himself rested. What makes you above him? Let me calm down. Another way is to pay attention to what no longer fits. It doesn't work. It stopped working. It stopped working in 2024. Why what is happening? Pay attention to what doesn't fit anymore. Because to be honest, discomfort is often a signal, not a setback. Think about it. Let God redefine success for this season. Becoming whole is just as powerful as becoming visible, right? You need to be you yes, being seen, being visible is important to the work of the kingdom. Got it. But so is being whole. We talked a minute ago about healing completely. It's also important to stay connected to a safe community. Shameless plug, the Empower Her Purpose Women's Peer Group. Shameless plug, okay. But it is. Community is so important. You don't need everybody. You don't need everyone. Just the right support. Listen, you and I have lived both, we both have lived long enough to know you don't need everybody. Mm-mm. Mm, mm-mm. And then, y'all, trust the timing of your emergence. God, y'all, is never late. He never rushes. Transformation takes time, and He is not going to rush the process. So, neither should we. It just makes sense. Let me give you this reminder about your identity. Let me speak this to you clearly. And for my note takers, this is one you're gonna want to jot down. I want you to hear me, ladies, clearly. And you have heard me, if you've been with me before, you've heard me say it before, but I gotta say it again. You're not behind. I know it feels like it. You're not wasting time. You're becoming. And when God is finished with this season, you will rise with greater clarity. You'll rise with deeper confidence, with stronger boundaries. Hello. A quieter, steadier faith, and wings built to carry purpose. Yeah, and not pressure. Think about it. So as we close, I want to give you this reflection, these thoughts to reflect on. If you're in the cocoon season right now, I want you to know this, and many of us are. Many of us are in some level at some stage of our cocoon season. Coming out is coming. You emerging out of your cocoon is coming. You're coming out, you're breaking free is coming. But until then, honor the becoming. Honor it. Don't rush what God is refining. Don't resist what He's restoring. And don't minimize the miracle happening in the hidden, because it's happening. Oh, sister, it's happening. Because think about it. One day, one day, and one day soon, you'll look back and realize, the cocoon wasn't a delay, it was a divine preparation. And that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Listen, thank you so much for tuning in this Tuesday night. I am hopeful that you are honoring yourself by being being the woman that God created you to be, that you are becoming who He calls you to be, that you are gladly and happily walking in the purpose that He has designed just for you. Just as I promised earlier, I am going to put in the comments right when we get off. I'm going to put in the comments the link to the From Grace to Growth webinar that I'm hosting this coming Friday. Yeah, I cannot wait. I need you to be in the room, the virtual room, because it's virtual, so you can join from wherever you are. Wherever you are, I have the general and the VIP. I want you there. I pray God's blessings on you. I pray that you will embrace every part of your cocoon season so that you can come out strengthened, whole, healed, and restored. I am Coach Cookie Payne, and I thank you so much for being with us again this Tuesday. I will see you next week, next Tuesday, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But before then, where will I see you? This Friday at From Grace to Growth. I can't wait to see you. Love you. Mean it.